Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tuesday. The hype train is over. NFL Week 1 is in the books. We had a showstopper yesterday. We had a barn burner, as my man JR would say. But before we get there, slobber knocker. My God, these guys got a family. But before we get there, how you doing, Johnny? You're the king of RNG, the troll master of the data analyzing ninja. You know you are the conqueror of your own fate. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, the Terminator. I think, again, just like yesterday, Napoleon might have spilled something, so I'm going to have to call on you, the cleaner.
I don't clean that stuff, but I am the best podcasting machine. And like Coach Rudin said last night, I died, woke up, died again. What a wild ride.
Yeah, he sure did.
Folks, I'm doing this podcast with the Sultan of Squat, the podcasting beast, freshly squeezed, and always tranquilo, Doc El Idolo. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. What a wild day yesterday of football. But before we get there, I wanted to go really quickly on this random firing of USC head coach Clay Helton.
It's not random.
This
was a guy who was not ready for this job whatsoever, had the job fall into his lap due to the previous coach back in 2015 getting the boot. Actually, I think he resigned, and he wasn't ready.
I mean, but you don't know when you're ready. I mean, and I think that's also because I know the headline here says USC head coach fired after an embarrassing loss to Stanford. You know, obviously 42-28. They did win in their opener against San Jose State. Mm-hmm. So I'm not 100% sure. Like, is this a part of Overreaction Monday or not?
I don't think so.
You think?
I think people who followed USC knew like the writing was on the wall.
So I would say this: if Miami would have fired their coach after the first game, I would have been like, okay, they got shellacked.
Yes.
By Alabama.
But it's Alabama, though.
I'm saying Stanford is still a good team. I mean, they're not Alabama, but I mean they're not scrubs either.
And that's why the headline is misleading, because maybe that was the final nail in the coffin, but the coffin was already constructed, Doc. The wood was already planked.
And that's the part that stinks, because it's like they should have took more time.
All they had to do, to quote Undertaker, is to hammer down that last nail.
Shame. Well, anyway, this is going to cost USC. The university will owe him more than $10 million in this buyout with 2 seasons left on his remaining contract. I'm curious to see, what happens next. We'll see what happens next.
If a USC fan, especially on Twitter, they want Urban Meyers, which is stupid.
Which is dumb.
Now, that's an overreaction.
That is. Why would Urban Meyer leave? You know what? I'm not going to say that, because we know Pete Carroll left and came back, so we'll see what happens. But I just want to go over that really quickly. Let's go over to the barn burner. We had the Lost Raiders, right? The Lost. I'm not even going to say Vegas. The Lost Raiders.
You could have just said the Raiders then.
No. I wanted to throw in the last. The last meaning last person with the ball scores in overtime as Derek Carr throws to a wide open.
Yep.
This looks eerily familiar.
Yep.
All out blitz call by a certain.
I was waiting for you to say that. I
was like,
needed you to say. The people wanted you to say this, Doc.
I'm sitting there and I'm like, this looks eerily familiar.
It is.
What the bleep? All out blitz, cover 0, walk off touchdown.
Yep.
And the corner was like, I just got beat. I just got made famous. I got beat. Like he didn't even finish running after the guy. It was so bad.
There's nothing else he can do.
But great game, Lamar
there's no
Jackson.
Help.
Right. It was nothing. Yeah, there was nothing. There's nobody he could point at and blame. It's just you. You're the one who got beat. It was just you. But I guess they was hoping that the pressure would get there, and maybe he just relied on that too heavily. But nonetheless, Lamar Jackson and Derek Carr, they put on a nice little show for us. Derek Carr, 34 for 56, 435, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Obviously, it looks like they couldn't really get Josh Jacobs going. 10 carries, 34 yards.
And he was hobbling as well too, which didn't help out either.
Kenyon Drake, 6 carries for 11 yards. I do see a Marcus Mariota sighting, 1 carry for 31 yards, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah, that was a gimmick play, which actually turned out to be. It got the crowd, dare I say, hype. Bro. When it occurred, it was basically a QB draw.
Which is fine.
And the Ravens defense was just not ready.
Right. So, of course, Lamar Jackson leads all rushers with 12 carries for 86 yards, which is fine. As you know, they lost.
That's going to be a really bad trend, folks.
Yeah. They lost to – they lost their running backs, obviously, but they signed Latavius Murray, who actually got 10 carries. He actually led the carries, which is pretty surprising because Tyson Williams and I believe Trenton Cannon was already there. But Latavius Murray, I assume they just handed him the ball like, hey, here's the play call. You're running right.
Do something. Do something.
Yeah. Dive. You know what I'm saying? So not to make it too complicated. Football, it's dive, power, sweep, option. It's all the same. Like the play call might be different, but everything is pretty much the same. That's what I always tell the ladies. Play call is the same. The terminology is just different. But surprisingly, Sammy Watkins, 4 catches for 96 yards. Marquise Brown, 6 catches for 69 yards. So we finally see some passing action. But
they didn't
Lamar,
really have a choice, if we're going to be honest with you.
Well, when I was outside, they were up 17-10 when you famously said, "Oh, they have the best kicker in football. I don't even have to watch this. This is pretty much going in."
Yeah, Justin Tucker, my favorite kicker.
Right. So I was like, okay, that's cool. I guess we're calling it then. So it's going to be 17-10. So somewhere along the line here.
Wait. I said 2 things last night.
I only remember that one at that particular time.
The other one I said, yes. He was asking me how was the game. I'm like, the game's pretty good so far. Like, it's the first Monday Night Football of the season. Either it's going to be a blowout and people are just going to be curious to see what's going to happen during this blowout, or things, we're going to see fireworks happening in the fourth quarter. Well, folks,
big fireworks. Probably the best Thursday, Sunday night, and Monday night football combination in NFL history, because this is phenomenal. Start to finish.
Disagree with that. I'll probably have to think back to see if there's any other 3-day stint of football that was better. It's kind of hard to see.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that. But it was a good. Bucks versus Cowboys was great. And even though they, Bucks play like buns, I got to say that. But until next week, right? You said if the you said this. We made the deal already.
I know what I said. If
I'll
the
make sure.
Bucks win against the Falcons,
Right.
you're unable to call them bums, or any combination of that.
That's
and
fine.
If you try to find a way to Machiavelli your way through to call them another term, it will be automatic tech. But if the Falcons manage to beat the reigning, defending, undisputed National Football League world champions, then Doc will be getting $50 during the show.
Yeah, he gonna heat up, man.
I mean, because it's not like, $6.41 doesn't mean anything to folks. I mean, sometimes that's good for a pretty good breakfast, unless you eat somewhere like Dunkin' Donuts.
Pretty bad breakfast. How do you get rid of marble frosted donut? Don't get me started. Who gets rid of marble frosted donuts? I'm sure it's probably one of their best sellers. That's so dumb.
I don't know. I haven't eaten at Dunkin' Donuts since I lived in Arizona.
Left New Jersey. I would say since you left New Jersey,
Arizona.
possibly.
Yeah,
because people don't really do Dunkin' like that in other states.
Why would I go to Dunkin' Donuts?
Yeah,
at my current location. Why would I do that?
That's true. But Johnny, the Raiders pull it off.
They almost threw it away.
Oh yeah, big time.
Okay, let's not act like the Raiders really clutched it out in the end. No.
It was a poor. I mean, I'll say this: it wasn't a bad idea by the Ravens because, as you said, the Raiders were already in field goal position. So, but here they are trying to force a stop, right? Try to, get this ball back for their team one more time. Defensive coordinator say, "I'm all in," right? So, I don't know. But Johnny, Raiders win it in overtime, walk-off touchdown.
No. We're not glossing over this, okay?
We can gloss over it, man.
Okay, they brought the ball down to the 1. It was down to the 1.
They pulled in New England.
No! It got worse from there. At least with New England, they do the pass at the 2.
Oh, boy, you call it that? You're not calling that better, are you?
Yes! Alex Leatherwood, unfortunately, is on notice. He may not get traded or cut after tonight's game.
So what did Mr. Leatherwood do? First of all, one of the better Alabama offensive linemen.
I agree, but he just looked bad this game.
He got toasted or something?
He got toasted a lot. They had to bring a tight end to help do chip blocking.
It's not like the Ravens defense, the pass rushers, remember, they brought in Houston, they brought in some veterans, so it's not like they had a young guy or two there that were really good. So it's not like they're like.
But the thing that really got on a lot of Raider Nation nerves is Leatherwood committed a false start at the 1 in overtime on Monday Night Football.
Now, from the 1, that is just a 5-yard. Yeah, it'll be a 5-yard penalty.
Yep. And then, of course, that led to the interception because.
Now that's.
And that's what I'm saying. This is a Raiders thing. I'll give them kudos for winning the game, but this was no maestro.
I don't know. A lot of things happen in those huddles. A lot of things happen in those situations. I'm not sure. I'm not going to fault Leatherwood the whole way.
No, I can't fault him completely, but I mean, it was Leatherwood. Then it was David Carr throwing over Willie Snead, in which Doc mentioned, a turnover that committed before, and he threw it right over his head.
So somebody on Facebook said that Willie Snead needed to bring that in. Did it hit his hands?
It hit like the tip. It was over his. It was literally higher than he could probably.
Somebody said he needed to pull that in. That's what somebody said. I didn't see it. But
that person definitely had David Carr in his fantasy league then.
Which that says nobody I've ever talked to.
But the Raider defense stepped up, caused the fumble. Lamar Jackson with that costly fumble on Monday night.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's pretty big.
Yeah.
But of course, Doc mentioned it at the end of the game. Wide open.
Yeah, walk off.
Wide open. Bye. Like pulling the Dame Lillard. Bye. Bye. Ridiculous. I enjoyed the game because I watched that. And of course, I watched something else that occurred last night that I had to live stream to the doc because history was committed also last night. But what a wild way to end week one.
Again, best 1, 2, 3, not the kid, but I would say first game, second night game, third night game, prime time. I think the NFL
I could even say the Sunday
committee.
night football game was actually pretty good to watch too.
That's what I'm saying. Those night games, 1, 2, and 3, Thursday night, Sunday night, and Monday night. I would say the NFL scheduling committee did it right. If this is a indication of things to come, we're in for a good season.
I wouldn't spike the ball just yet. It's still just week one. We may have some snoozers. Of course, next Monday we have the Colts heading to Lambeau Field to take on the Packers. Of course, Aaron Rodgers wants to avenge his week one loss. It should be a pretty fun game, actually. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're going to come back tomorrow and talk about some more of the schedule and the power rankings. But for now, I know you heard this podcast on your favorite podcast platform. But if you didn't, you can always go to our website at www.debateamongstfriends.com, not only to listen to this episode, but all of the previous. Be sure to tune in tomorrow as we go over and deliver more news, more analysis, and you got it. The Reeds.
And feel the power.